Many moons ago, in the distant, dreamy kingdom of Gloaming, there was a peaceful village called Satya Soleil. And in that village was a street unlike any other. On the surface, this tiny thoroughfare appeared to be just like any other normal street, like the streets in your town. But if you happen to be passing by this fateful trail at precisely 8:38 on a Monday morning, then you would have found that the curious street called 5 Rose Lane was actually never ending and ever changing. You could walk this way to the edge and that way to the edge, but one more step in either direction meant that the street would grow itself by approximately 1 city block, as many times as you dared to step beyond the edge. You see, you could really only get to 5 Rose Lane by way of the Friend Street Alley, because there was no access to the main road that connected Satya Soleil to the rest of the world. If you were lucky enough to stumble upon it, you would have thought that 5 Rose Lane was its own village apart from Satya Soleil. If you were lucky enough to stumble upon it at precisely 8:38 on a Monday morning, then truly you were meant to find it. It had everything you could ever want or need in a place, and the people who lived there were so kind and loving and helpful. Turning on to 5 Rose Lane meant that life would never be the same. You could travel that street forever and ever and never run out of new things to do or see or experience. It's not that you couldn't leave. It's just that you wouldn't want to once you started strolling its beautiful tree-lined avenues. It was the kind of hamlet where friendly neighbors came together to share their wisdom and to work on special projects that made their piece of the world a happier place to live. And someone was always planning a party, because there was always something nice to celebrate on that sweet little street called 5 Rose Lane. How does she know, you might be asking? Well, I'll tell you. My grandmother lived there, and her grandmother before that, and her grandmother before that, as far back as anyone can remember. The spirit of 5 Rose Lane is alive in my memory because my grandmother told me all about it when I was a little girl. Those stories are still some of my favorite stories, and today I'd like to share some of them with you. One of my favorite 5 Rose Lane stories is the one about the Wildwood Waltz. What fun it must have been to plan a party for the moon. The strawberry moon, to be exact. Do you like strawberries? Las fresas? I sure do. And the people of 5 Rose Lane loved them too. So much so that every year on the night of the strawberry moon, they celebrated with a grand festival called the Wildwood Waltz. On this night, people came from all corners of 5 Rose Lane to dance and sing and feast in the pale pink light of the glorious June moon. The preparation for such a soiree must have taken months. There were decorations to make and songs to write and recipes to test. And there was even a whole committee who spent all their extra time thinking up new games for their party guests to play. I have an idea. How would you like to plan your own Wildwood Waltz? We just had the strawberry moon here, but we can still celebrate strawberries and honey and roses and all of the other wonderful things that make summer so sweet. What do you say we start by making some music? I'll be waiting for you in the Wildwood whenever you're ready to join me.